How you doing, sir? Mr. Smitty Jaeger Worthington Jensen?
Doing good, sir. About yourself?
Pretty good. I'm DJ Johnson, student PTA, okay, here at South University. And looking at your chart, it tells me that you have a torn Achilles.
Yes.
You mind telling me how that happened?
Well, sir, you know us Werther Jaeger Jensens. We are number one in everything we do. And this weekend I was playing softball, and as I was rounding second, trying to push a double into a triple, I ruptured, I guess, my Achilles here. I just felt this pop, and it felt like I'd been shot in the back of the leg. Really.
Did you notice anything else after you felt the pop?
Just a lot of pain, and it felt like my calf muscle was just knotting up.
Okay. So, a torn Achilles is a tear of the tendon, okay? And so, what it says you have is a complete torn one. So, I mean, you have a pretty long tear. And the way they repaired it, if you can tell, in the back of your calf, from the heel of your foot to your calf muscle, there's an incision. And they take the tendon that is degenerated, which just means damaged. So they take the damaged part and they remove it. And then they stretch the tendon back out and reconnect it by using stitches. Okay? So that's how your repair went. You have any other questions about that?
Oh, no, sir.
Okay. So from these next few therapy sessions that you're going to be doing, we're trying to get you back walking, running, jumping, raising up on your toes to get things like out of a top shelf of the cabinet or from like the top shelf at a grocery store. Okay?
Okay.
Something simple like that. Try to get you back to your softball field.
Yes, sir.
I know your team needs you.
Oh, of course.
Right.
Best player.
You're the best player, MVP.
I'm number one.
All right. So, do you have any other questions?
Oh, no, sir. Ready to get to work.
Any expectations?
Just really wanting to get out of this boot and off of these darn crutches.
Okay. So if you'll follow me over to the treatment area, and we'll get you started. Okay. All right. Go right over here to this chair for me, sir. So we can get your boot off. We're going to take your boot off. So we can get you started. Good. Now, if I can get you, try to use these to get you back up on the mat and laying on your stomach, okay? Okay, so first, the first thing we're gonna do is a special test called the Thompson test.
Okay.
And basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to squeeze the back of your calf. And what we're looking for is, we're looking for your foot to plantar flex. So basically this is your foot, we're looking for it to just push down on the squeeze. That gives us confirmation that your Achilles tendon is back intact.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
So if I can get you to relax for me. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Good. Everything's looks good with that one. Now, if I can have you roll over on your stomach. Oh,
On my back, I'm sorry.
I mean, roll over on your back. I'm sorry. Okay. Now we're gonna register. We're gonna measure your range of motion.
Okay.
Okay. So the first range of motion we're gonna measure is gonna be your dorsiflexion. So dorsiflexion is just basically you being able to lift your toes towards your head. Okay. After we measure that one, we're going to measure plantar flexion, which is basically you just pushing your toes down towards the ground. Okay? But during this time, it's going to all be done passively, meaning I'm going to do it and I just want you to relax, okay? So for dorsiflexion, I'm going to have the axis on your lateral malleoli lined up with the lateral aspect of the leg and fibula with the moving arm lined up with the lateral aspect of your foot and your pinky toe. Okay? So relax for me. Okay, we're starting at 40 degrees and now I'm going to push up, okay?
Okay.
If there's any pain, let me know. Good. Good. Good.
That hurts.
That hurts right there. Okay, so we have 8 degrees of dorsiflexion. And now we're going to keep the same alignment and we're going to measure plantar flexion, okay? Relax for me. All right, we're starting back. Relax. We're starting back at 40. And we're going down to plantar flexion. And we have 7 degrees of plantar flexion, okay? All right. So if I can get you to sit up and scoot to the edge of the table. Now we're going to measure your inversion and eversion, okay?
All right. Now what is that exactly?
So inversion here is when your foot goes in like that.
Okay.
And eversion is when your foot moves to the outside like that.
Okay.
All right. So here, we'll have the axis lined up midline between the lateral and medial malleoli, and the stationary one will be lined up with your tibia.
Okay.
The moving one will be lined up with the second metatarsal, which is your second toe. Okay. And we're gonna move it. Okay, you have 12 degrees of inversion. And now we're gonna move the other way, okay?
All right.
And you have 13 degrees of eversion. Okay. Now if I'm gonna take this shoe off so I can measure this side also.
Don't be afraid, son.
Okay. And while I already have you in this position, I will start with eversion and inversion again, okay?
All right.
Same alignment, the midline of medial and lateral malleoli, stationary on the tibial and the second toe, and eversion goes to 30 degrees, inversion goes to 30 degrees, and now we're going to measure eversion, and it's at 20.
That's that good?
Yes, that's normal.
That better than that tongue of aloha boy y'all talk about?
Oh yeah. Hey, he's a great quarterback if you ask me. What you think?
I don't know.
If you'll slide back and lay on your back, we're going to measure the dorsiflexion.
I
and
personally
plantar
think
flexion.
that Bo Nix is the next Cam Newton.
You like Bo Nix? I think Bo Nix